Seems like every time I get out here, it's always a bus. Anyhow, got out to this one. It's a 2012 E450 bus, as you can see. And their complaint was that there's sometimes that the brake lights are not working. So I'm already kind of into this. Right now I have a graphic multimeter hooked up on there right now, and I'm actually on the 2 brake switch inputs that come out of the brake switch itself. I'll show you what those actually are, but just take note of those. And this is our brake pedal position switch. We have 2 power feeds that come in over here on this blue and brown and red, and then we have 2 wires here that'll switch over. So our brown and red will switch over and send out power to violet and white when the brake pedal is applied. And this one here, which I don't know if I can hover on that, but yeah, I'll hover on it right now. You can see that the blue and brown, that when the brake pedal is not applied, sends out power on the violet and orange. So what you'll have here is one will be 12 and one will be 0, and then when you step on the brake pedal, the other ones will they'll switch. The other one will go to 12, or the other one will go to 0, and the other one will go to 12. However you want to look at it. Anyhow, those are inputs. They both go into the powertrain control module. So in one position here, I would expect to see off on and on off, or if that's how they're actually doing their data display. And then we go up to a resistor on the left side of the dash. It comes back out over here on this violet and white wire, and actually I'm doing that the hard way. If I just would have clicked on it, it would have highlighted the whole entire thing for me. And it comes out again on the violet and white and goes up to the brake pedal switch input, which should be, if that's a fuse box, that should be the smart junction box, and it is. So it comes into the smart junction box here. Alright, so we got 2 things we can look at here. One is, we can look at the one for the smart junction box. I guess the first thing I want to know is which one do I have hooked up to which. And I'm trying not to disturb anything here because I don't want any kind of a failure. But our yellow wire, our yellow trace, is going to be hooked up to violet and white. So that's our violet and white. That's our input right now going into our gem module, right? Let's see. Yep, that's the one, violet and white. So that's what the gem module right now is seeing. Let's see what it says on data. You go to data logger, we'll pull up the gem. And I'm telling you guys right now, I am videotaping this the right way. If YouTube messes this up, it's on them. Nothing I can do about it. I don't know why it's such an issue. I wish I could tell you. I guess it's because I'm not using any kind of an editor. So right now, it's saying that the brake operation is off. And indeed, there are no brake lights. Nothing happening back here. So it's not seeing that input coming in there. And that violet and white, should that be at power right now? Let's see. Let's go back again just to double check. There's our violet and white here. And violet and white here. And violet and white here. Let me click on that, highlight it. I know you have to highlight it. So that one should have power when the brake pedal is applied. We don't have power on there. So violet and white should have power, but it doesn't. Interesting. Almost makes you wonder. That violet and orange though does have power, and that's going into, that would almost indicate that the brake pedal is not switched, unless of course this diagram is wrong, which is possible. But that violet and orange right now, if the brake pedal is applied, then it should not have power, and violet white should. So I guess a real quick way of finding out, and I hate doing this because I don't want the problem to go away, is I'm going to release the brake. No change. I'm going to press on the brake again, and I'm definitely on the brake. Oop, sorry about the fuzziness there. Let me try to get it to focus again. Okay, it had it there for a second, and I think our problem may have gone away again. I think we might have missed our opportunity there for a moment. Now, just so you guys know, they've already replaced the brake light switch on this. I'm going to step on that one more time. Let's try to get a better view. I'm on it. And it would appear Let me get that back in range here. I thought I had them both set to 20 volts. I do. Let me make it a little bit higher there just so it's easier to see. So, stepping on it, they should be going back and forth just like they are right now. I have a funny feeling that the brake light might actually be working right now. Let me see here. Get this propped in there a little bit better. Come on. See if I can't make you fail. Just gonna keep on playing around with that brake switch just a little bit more. I really don't like the way that yellow looks at all, I have to tell you. It's about as noisy could be. Hard to videotape this when you have a lot of phone calls coming in. And still nothing back here. Yeah, no, not exactly. YouTube. Alright, let me put you guys down for 1 second there. Okay, that's definitely jammed all the way in now. So make sure we have enough pressure on it. I can hear the other phones going, and unfortunately the damn brake lights are back. Yep, so that was a quick missed opportunity there where we had it applied. Let's see what our inputs show. Our gem input is showing on. Yeah, and then our PCM, as we said before, also has 2 inputs that come into it. If we can wait for that to come up. And this is the problem with this fan. It'll do this maybe twice in a matter of 4 or 5 days. But when it happens, this van, I believe, helps out disabled people, and it makes it very awkward for them to try to get around. So, boo 1 and boo 2 are showing on. That's not what I thought I would see. I thought what I would see would be on and off and on. It's a little odd. Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I really thought I would have seen off and on and off. Let's see, how would they do that then? So they're just watching, they must be running out like a small, possibly like a reference voltage on one. Or they're just looking for the difference between the 12 and 0 going into the PCM. So I guess that's how they're determining on. On being at 0 and off being at 12. Alright, so that's the way it must be working. Unfortunately though, it is working right now, but is that a bad thing? No. It means that we've gathered up some data and we can be ready for it the next time that it happens and see where our actual failure comes in. I still don't like that violet and white. I still don't like the fact that it's as noisy as it is, especially since it has this drop-down resistor here that's on the left side of the dash, and I don't understand exactly why it's there. Just to lower the current? What's the purpose of this? They're not lowering voltage because the voltage that we had on there is still at our 14 volts right now. So what are they doing with that resistor? And could that resistor be part of the problem? This is where we have to catch it when the problem is active and try to keep that in the back of our mind and see if we can't recreate this later on. I'm very, very curious about this resistor. And C2403, I don't think we're going to get a good location on that, but we can certainly try. Let's come up here and we'll change our search and put it in there as C2403 resistor. It shows it there. Airbag resistor. Interesting description. And it does not give us location. Tells us the vehicle uses. Shows us what it should look like. Let's see in here, did I miss that? No. I didn't miss a location. Although I do see cruise control here. And when you look at cruise control, I think it's referring to our brake switches. Let's see. Alright, that's interesting. Let's see if we got a code. Check for memory codes first. Now, don't know how much of this I'll trust because I know that everybody's been playing around with this truck. This truck has been to, I believe, 3 shops already. But I do see the 504 brake switch A to B correlation. I also see a misfire, but we're not here for a misfire. Brake switch A to B correlation, the 504 code. Well, let's see what they said there, because I'm pretty sure I saw a 504 in this first section. Where was it? No, I could be wrong. Let's pull up a PO 504. Maybe it'll give us a hint as to what happened and when. PCED. PCM did a comparison test. Alright. Ooh, that's big. You don't want it that big. Okay, check the state of the BOO 1 and BOO 2 PIDs. The BOO 1 PID is normally open and the BOO 2 PID is normally closed. That would be nice if it was said open and closed, or is it supposed to be on and off, which is actually what we're seeing here. We're not seeing open closed, unless I missed it. Let me go back in there and we'll repopulate that list again. There was no BOO state other than these 2 modes. And nope, those are the only 2. So that doesn't tell us much. Nice when they give you service information that tells you to look for something it doesn't show. Let's go in here though, and they have a pinpoint test for that code, the FD. Oh, it's a terrible backup alarm, I gotta say. Let's see, check for BPS for continuity, continuity, continuity. Yeah, that's cute. And what else do we have here? Brake pressure switch. It's not what we're looking for. Brake position. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, with that backup alarm. Somebody help this guy back out. Let's see here. Yep. Access to PCM monitor the BOO 1 mode PID. Apply and release the brake pedal while monitoring the position. Does it cycle on and off? Yes. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's gotta be piercing for you. And I'm probably gonna hear it again. I'm gonna try to cover up this microphone as best as I can for your ears, but I don't think it's gonna help. And you wonder why it's so hard to make videos out here, right? Hey, what just happened there? We just had a switch input state. It changed. But brake lights are on. I didn't touch anything. Let's pause that for a second and go back. What just happened there? So what happened there when I walked away and I was reading service info? That's interesting. Did it drop out? Hit. They're off again. What do we got going on here? Let's hit that record. Let's just make sure I didn't lean on the seat here or anything at all that was going to make it up. Yeah, that's what it is. I just barely touched the seat. Alright. Wish I would have brought along my hood prop today. It would have been worked a lot better than that. Holy Christ, how many times are you going to back up that truck, buddy? Anyhow. Let's see here. Resistance checks. Yeah. So essentially what it's probably saying is that one of them was showing on. So we know on is actually working, right? So if on is working, then at one point in time there it said off and on. That's the best that we can do with that. We don't know which one it was. We don't know which one went to off and which one went to, whether it was boo 1 or boo 2. But that's what we're going to be looking for. So this is going to be numerous times of trying to make this happen again. And voltage being the key here, because we want to see it happen. I'm just going to keep on playing. Oh, wait a minute. Did we just get it? I think we got it. It looks like we just got it to happen. So boo 1 is showing off right now. Alright. And 1 is going to be, let's see again, let's go back there to our diagram. And we'll grab our diagram here. If this will go away, that'd be great. And we have exterior lighting, description of operation, stop lamp switch, locations, diagrams. We have a cutaway, not a stripped. Pull that back up again. Zoom that back in again. So our boo 1. Well, if it is yellow, that would be our violet and white trace, which right now is at ground. Yep, definitely at ground. Although still noisy as could be. And if I only knew where the heck that resistor was right now, we could actually disconnect that and go from there. Let me take a peek up in here and see if we can locate it. And I do not. Nope, I am not seeing it. Okay. So I need a location on that. It just says left end of dash. That's not helping me. Left side of dash. Let's see, where else can I get to this here? This C210, that's going to be a multi-junction connector, so I'm not going to be able to disconnect it from here. That's not going to help. Let's see. My question is, if this resistor is no good in pulling it down pulling it down to ground, you would think with resistance going high with heat buildup that wouldn't be the case, but anything is possible. Let's just try electrical OE, see if it shows us any other connectors in there. If it even shows it correctly. No. No brake light switch even shown in there. Illumination switch, all that good stuff. Nothing about brake light. Let's go back in here. Diagrams, non-OE connector, power distribution, non-OE. We don't want any of that, so let's come back out here, vehicle. We're going to go diagrams. And then we're going to go to electrical OE diagrams. And we're going to come down to our lighting and horns. And all I see is instrument illumination. That's not going to help us. Vehicle systems. diagrams by number. See if we can't find exterior lighting. Turn signals, stop, hazard lamps right here. So diagram set 90. And let's see if we can't find it. Here's our brake pedal position switch here. And we are showing a violet white here. Coming out, goes through 219 there. Now what I don't see here is that resistor. Unless I'm blind, I'm not seeing it. So does it or does it not have the resistor? That's Van Wagon. Let's see if they have another version of that. That says cutaway chassis, stripped chassis and cutaway. Here it is here. And there is a resistor here. Okay, so that goes up to brake shift interlock, it goes into PCM, it goes into smart junction box, and then we have resistor 151-16, which we might be able to get a location off of that. So 151-16, and we'll come back again, a little bit further, go back into vehicle, and go to our, actually is it under diagrams? Well, let's do this. 151-16, there it is, locations, view, under dash driver. And let's try to get a better picture of that. And where is that resistor? Way up high. See it up there. Here's our C2403 resistor. So that's going to be way up high in the dash, somewhere up underneath this top panel, which means the panel would have to be removed if I wanted to test it from there. If I wanted to disconnect the resistor, I would have to test it from there. But I bumped the seat again. Yep, I did, but I got it right back on again, and we're still in failure, so that's great. All right, so without a doubt there I have something pulling that line down to ground. Could be smart junction, could be PCM, could be resistor. And I think I'm going to pause this video here. I'm going to start taking apart what I need to take apart, and there will probably be a part 2, provided that the skies cooperate with me, because we're supposed to get a downpour here.